Nobody knows how long we're going to live. And as I get older, I start to realize that I'm playing on the back nine myself. Hi, and welcome. I'm here to discuss things that are important to us after 50 and 60 years old. My name is Bob, and I'm the crusty creator. I remember in my late teens or early 20s, seeing my dad sitting at the kitchen table reading the local newspaper. And without fail, he always read the obituaries. And one day I asked him why he did that. He said it was so he would know which of his friends had died that week. And he also said that as I got older, that I would notice my friends were passing away more and more frequently. And he was right. I started losing friends in my 20s, of course, but most of those deaths were due to traumatic injury and certainly not natural causes. But they were, former colleagues, former bandmates. All of those losses really got to me, and they started making me think about my own mortality recently. A lot of people don't make it to my age. I'm in my mid-60s. Others make it well into their 90s. But the North American statistical average is early 80s, give or take. So that means that I've got 15 or 20 years left. And as we all know, as we get older, time goes past quicker. My adult kids, in my mind, were babies in diapers only 2 weeks ago, so it seems that way anyway. The records that I listen to, my favorite records that I listen to at parties, the Van Halen, the Led Zeppelin, all that stuff, all those records are 50 years old almost or more. It seems like only yesterday. So it's really starting to tell me that that back nine of mine is going to play out a lot faster than I would really like it to. Now, we can try to extend our life expectancy by giving up our bad habits and getting more exercise, getting some fresh air, losing weight, eating better, staying mentally stimulated, but eventually that day is going to come. And so, what are we going to do for the people we leave behind? So here's my suggestion. Nurture and reinforce the connections that we already have. Spend quality time with our loved ones. Pass on as much wisdom and knowledge as we possibly can. I know that there are questions that I would still love to ask my dad. Have serious conversations with our families about our passing and our wishes. Our loved ones don't want our things. They want our time and attention, and those cost nothing. A little while ago, when I talked to my daughter about my house and whether I would keep the house or sell it because I wanted to pass something on to her and her brother, she said, I don't care about money. I don't care about a house. None of those things that I could inherit will bring my dad back. And that was quite touching. Another thing that I would suggest is to express gratitude as required. Mend fences, rebuild bridges that you burned down years ago. Forgive the people that need to be forgiven and ask for their forgiveness. Now, we're going to leave enough of a burden for our survivors. So let's help them out a little bit. Let's make sure that we cull a lot of the stuff that we've accumulated over the years. I know for myself, I have a garage full of stuff. I converted my basement into a suite, and all the furniture that had been in my basement, in my family room, is in the garage. There are boxes of stuff that were brought over from my parents' house when they downsized. They were going into long-term care and they didn't need all their stuff. But there was some stuff that I couldn't bear them parting with. And so I put it in my garage. And I also rent a storage unit for all of that stuff. Now, that being said, that was over 10 years ago. And I have not been back to that storage unit since. So why make our kids deal with all this extra crap? Let's get rid of it cull it, be ruthless, pare it down. So, legal documents. Do you have a will? Make sure you have a will, because if you die without a will, your estate will be in legal limbo for a long time, and there will be nothing left for the survivors once the lawyers are done. Get a power of attorney so that someone you trust can take care of your legal and financial business in the event that you can't. Make sure you have written healthcare instructions, what treatments you'll take, what treatments you will not take, whether or not you have a DNR, or do not resuscitate, any of those things. Your survivors, your people need to know. When I was married and our first child was on the way, my ex-wife insisted that we take care of our funeral arrangements right there and then. So mine are done. Are yours? Do people know what your wishes are? Do they know whether you wish to be buried or cremated? That kind of stuff. Make sure you have those documents together. Now, I'm going to read this off of a list because there's so many things that we need to deal with here. Make sure you gather a list of all of your bank accounts, investments, insurance, pensions, credit cards, mortgages, lines of credit, your other debts and recurring payments, passwords to important sites. I know I have my YouTube logins, I have my social media logins. For my music stuff, I have my login to the Performing Rights Organization, and for my music distributor, there's all these things that I have that you may not. Cloud storage, I happen to have Mac, so I say iCloud. Email accounts, anything that's important that's on hard drives. You want to make sure you note that. And put all of that stuff in a safe place that's known to someone you trust and that they have access to, like a safe deposit box, and give the key to your best friend or to your the executor of your will. The importance of getting all of our ducks in the row can't be understated. Okay, loved ones will grieve our passing, but if we prepare properly, we'll save them a world of work and trouble and maybe even expense. I lost my dad in 2017, and my mom passed at the end of 2025. Their preparations were impeccable. They had it all under control. I'm sure you guys have different ideas and more stuff to add to this. So drop those in the comments if you please. But as always, please keep things civil and respectful. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And here's another video you might actually enjoy. Thanks for watching.